Yo, what's good everybody? Today we're going to talk about KAZUYA's moveset, the newest DLC character for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, our Tekken representative. Now, before we start, I would like to address the fact that KAZUYA might be the hardest character in the game. So if you're here, you're one of the select few that are actually trying to pick this character up, because most people in the first day, the first night, have dropped this character entirely. Why? Because this character has almost 37, almost 40 moves in this game, in this kit. All right, 40 moves. That is ridiculous in Smash Bros. Now, Hero does have more moves than KAZUYA. However, KAZUYA requires inputs, slight precision, a lot of precision, not even slight precision, extreme precision to pull these moves and combos off to make them valuable. So people are going to be scared. They're going to be shied away from using this character simply because of the fact that he just looks intimidating when you try to pick him up. Now, my goal today is from day one, I want to break down what every move is for, how it's useful, and what they're called, so you know you're able to see what a KAZUYA does and you know what's going on. If you're not going to play the character, you can at least commentate over this character. You're going to play this character, it'd be really easy to communicate, talk about this character, talk about what you want to do in certain combos and break it down, so information be spread around a lot easier. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the moveset. All right, before we jump into the moves, I want to bring up one thing. Sakurai did not talk about the amount of invincibility that KAZUYA has in his moveset. Let's go ahead and turn this on, because I'm about to show you guys some ridiculous stuff about this character's kit. I'm gonna turn on my CPU shuffling to a lot. A lot of y'all know that KAZUYA has a 10-hit combo. All right, it's the first move we're gonna talk about today. All you have to do for this 10-hit combo is hold A and he'll just keep going at your opponent. Sadly, this is one of KAZUYA's worst moves. It looked really cool at first, everybody thought it was gonna be busted, but all you have to do to get out of this move is your opponent needs to just SDI, or they just need to basically hold the weight and they fall out of it. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I'm talking about right here. See my opponent, see how Ken kept falling out? He's able to shield during that time. So around that time where your opponent's just SDIing out and trying to get away from you, there's a big gap, and that really makes this move unreliable, and you don't want to go for it a lot, or you don't even want to go for it at all. I think that maybe in the future KAZUYA mains are going to rarely ever use this move. Like, it's not going to be ever seen in their kit. Now, however, I do have a strong point that I want to mention, that for KAZUYA you want to use literally the majority of his kit, or if not all of the kit, to be really good with this character and really good with his combos. But I definitely think this is one of the moves that are going to be an exception. Like, it's not really that good. Next, we have Flash Punch Combo. Flash Punch Combo really isn't that hard to pull off. The cool thing about Flash Punch Combo is, unlike our 10-hit combo jab that doesn't really work, Flash Punch Combo does not leave room for your opponent to SDI or hold out to get out of the move. All Flash Punch Combo does is, what you have to do is you have to tap twice, or hold A twice, pause, don't press anything, and then press A again. Then you get a quick, smooth punch, like so. Like that. It's a true combo. The combo counter, in Smash is kind of garbage, but that's a true combo, and it's really good because at later percents, it helps you launch your opponent off the stage. It's really consistent to be able to get your opponent off once you realize you got a good, nice confirm off that quick punch. So go ahead and use that way more than your 10-hit combo. That is not going to be used in your kit. This is a really good replacement. Next up, we have our dash attack called Leaping Sidekick. Leaping Sidekick is basically a really good burst option. As you guys can see, it is invincible on the legs. It's a really good burst option to hit your opponent with, really hard to react to, and it's really good if you're trying to, box with your opponent and surprise them with something. Next, we have Left Splits Kick. Now, Left Splits Kick is one of those really weird input moves where what you have to do is you have to tap twice in the direction of your opponent and then press A. All right, so when you do this, you get like a little roundhouse kick, kind of like Ken's sort of, that does 21.6 damage. That is really, really strong. And look, it has invincibility on the legs, bro. This move here is really good. This move can kill, and it's really good to use on shields if you space it really well, like on the outskirts of their shield. It does a lot of pressure. This move, for some stupid reason, is a reflector. It's actually one of the strongest reflectors in the game, if not the strongest reflector in the game. Matter of fact, here are a bunch of clips from Twitter. I will leave the people's ad to give them credit, but this is how stupid this move can be. Next up, we have Twin Pistons. This is KAZUYA's up tilt. It's a very, very good move. You're gonna use this a lot in your combos, especially at higher level when you wanna poke at people and get something nice and safe and convert off of it. His Twin Pistons have this weaker hit. However, if you follow up immediately, you get a harder hit that sends them up flying. Next, we have roundhouse or triple spin kicks. Really weird name for a move. However, this move is really cool and really strong. It's going to be used a lot in your kit when you want to get kills. It's a really good kill confirm, especially if your opponent is expecting something else. You cast them off guard and drop shield or whatever. You can also follow up with this out of combos or combo starters. Now, the cool thing with this move is that if you don't have tap jump, you do not have to worry about holding up and towards your opponent and jumping on accident. If you do have tap jump, you have to slightly angle your stick up and towards them with this input so you don't jump into the air clearly. Now, another cool thing about this is all you have to do in order to pull this move off is hold up and A for the first attack. After that, you can just keep mashing A. You don't even have to hold up and A for this, all right? So I'm gonna show you how this move works and what it does. Boom. Spins and launches them flying, bro, and it does 27%. I love this move personally. It's really good for getting kills off, especially when you're scared and unsure and you want to catch your opponent off guard. And a cool thing about this move is you can choose when to cancel it. You don't have to go all the way. You see, if you realize that you're in trouble for doing this, you don't have to go all the way. Or you can try to mix your opponent up and not go all the way and catch them off guard with a smash attack or something. So you can choose a lot of times to mix your opponent up with this character's kit. You're going to see that a lot as you continue to move down this moveset. One last thing before we move on, I want to mention that roundhouse to triple spin kicks is invincible on startup. The first swing, the first kick, it's invincible. So you can go through things that are going to hit you on the lower body and continue hitting your opponent and just ignore whatever move they threw out. Next up, we have Oni front kick, aka Spartan kick. This move is KAZUYA's up tilt. All you have to do is hold forward and press A, and you get a nice little kick that sends your opponent flying. And that's 17.4%. This move is going to be one of your best kill moves when you're trying to play footsies with your opponent and get a kill off of them. Next, we have Tsunami Kick. Now, if you play Ken, you're kind of familiar with a kick that looks like this called Crescent Kick in Ken's kit, but back onto KAZUYA. Tsunami Kick is one of KAZUYA's really good moves on shield. It does a lot of shield damage, as you've seen in Sakurai's display video. Tsunami Kick is a really good kill move because of the fact that, one, it's really strong, it's invincible, and it has two different hits that can be staggered with. You can mess around with the first kick and not commit to the second one if you don't have to. It's a really good way to convert onto other attacks, different conversions. This move is going to be one of your best poke moves in neutral, all right? That's not really saying much because of the fact that KAZUYA has a lot of good pokes, but this move is going to be definitely up there. Next, we have Nejiri Uraken. This move is so good, but I love this move personally because if you see my reaction video, I love the way this move looks and how it hits your opponent. So this move is KAZUYA's down tilt. What makes this move useful is that it pops your opponent up into the sky. You can actually combo off of this with other moves that I haven't talked about yet. For example, my back tilt, I can combo off of that and do 36 damage and send them flying. This move is so good. It's a beautiful poke. It isn't that safe on shield, but once you land this and get it into your moveset and your combos, it's very useful, guys. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention that it's invincible, you know, like the rest of his moves. Next up, we have one of the dumbest moves in Smash history. If you played Brawl, you're probably a big fan of this move. It's called Stature Smash. This move is a confirmed trip on all your opponents. All you gotta do is do down and away, as you guys can see, diagonally away from your opponent, and press A, and you get a Stature Smash. The move is invincible, and it trips your opponent 100% of the time. Like, 100%. Like, I mean, there's no chance that your opponent is not gonna trip. They're always gonna trip if they get hit by that move. Very dumb. You can lead into so many things off of this that I'll explain later in the combo guide, but just know that this is a really good combo setter. You can do this from a distance. You can set up from so far away, guys, because he takes a step forward and throws out an invincible leg that can't be contested. It is a really good move to set up stuff, to poke at your opponent, and to get things off of that. Next up, we're gonna talk about one of my favorite moves I love to use when I'm poking my opponent and playing footsies. It's called Flash Tornado. This move has kind of, a good amount of end lag. However, it's invincible. And look at this range. Look at that. 18% sends them flying. It's a very good kill move. It's one of my favorite pokes, guys. You can't contest this because I'm invincible when I'm doing this. You have to basically wait for me to whiff and whiff punish that. This is ridiculously good. One of my favorite moves to use with KAZUYA, bro. It's so satisfying. And you can combo things into it. Next up, we have jumping sidekick. This move is actually ridiculous. Now, when KAZUYA first came out, I did try to predict that this would be his best move, honestly, because of how it works. I don't think so anymore because I've seen some other stuff that his moveset can do, but this move is still useful because of the fact that 1, it's invincible, and 2, you jump back. So go ahead and look at this. I'm invincible on both of my legs, and at the same time, I am backing up and removing myself from a dangerous space for my opponent while also trying to get a hit in. Now, this move isn't that good when you land it, 16.2 and sends them flying. However, it's something that you want to do to poke someone's shield and then punish them when they drop shield to try to whip punish you. This is a really good move to use as a bait. You run up, bait your opponent with that. And you can dash in, do the move, bait your opponent with that. And if they try to punish you and they miss because 1, you're invincible, and 2, that move backs up for you, it's really good to punish them for whatever they try to, punish you with. Next up, we have Tombstone Crusher. This move is a pretty decent kill move at ledge. I wouldn't really use it much for anything other than trying to kill my opponent. However, the cool thing about this move is, although it is pretty laggy, as you can see, extremely laggy, honestly. Like, you can't just mash it. There's a lot of recovery frames from this. The cool thing about that move is that I am full body invincible, baby. Like, look at this. For so long, like for a ridiculous amount of time, I am full body invincible. So I'm not going to be able to get punished for quite a bit when I use this move. Next up, we have KAZUYA's crouch jab. So in order to pull this move off, first you need to do is you need to crouch and then you jab. It's basically in the name. So the cool thing about this move is that it's pretty quick on startup. You can just mash it out. And given the fact that KAZUYA has auto turnaround, if my opponent crosses me up, I can easily turn around and then hit this move on them and convert off of it. This move actually combos into itself pretty well. So you can go up to your opponent, punch, punch, and then you can get a regular punch. You can go up to them, punch, punch, up tilt, right? You get a lot of things off of this because it's really good. It has a lot of stun for a move that's very fast, and it's really good for trying to hit confirm and blow your opponent up off of that. And I also forgot to mention that my hand's invincible. So maybe this might be able to stop things like spin dash or whatever. I don't know yet, but if it can, that's broken. All right, next up we have crouching spin kick. This move requires you to crouch and then kick. Basically, this move, all it does is send your opponent flying with an invincible leg. I don't use this much at all. I feel like it's an extra move that KAZUYA has that there's no damage for using it. I just don't see the purpose of using it when you have a lot of other moves that are kind of better than it in the kit. But if you do, go ahead, by all means, use this move and abuse it. One thing I want to mention is that this move's range is pretty adequate. The end lag isn't that bad at all, so instead of going for Tombstone Crusher, you can go ahead and mash this as a way to poke at your opponent. But like I said, KAZUYA does have better pokes than that, so by all means, do what you want to do with this move. Maybe it might change, maybe it might be better than I think it is for now, but the explanation for what it does is pretty clear and obvious. All right, this next move, it says while rising. That means when rising out of your crouch. All right, so while you're rising out of your crouch, you have to press A, and you're going to get this move called Demon God Fist. So you're gonna hold down when you crouch. As you're coming up, you press A, and you get this really cool focus attack-like attack that stuns your opponent, and they crumple. During this, you can get a combo off of that. So for example, I can hit him with that, I can hit him with down smash, or I can hit him with basically whatever, and they die for it if they're at high percent or whatever, at kill percent basically. All of your electric attacks that we're gonna talk about as we continue are really good, so make sure you implement this whenever you can. The one downside about this move is the fact that you have to basically cook it up. It's not something you can just throw out, so you have to cook it up after you crouch, but it's honestly not that bad when you think about it. You just have to release and let it rip. Next up, we have our smash attacks. This move is called Glorious Demon God Fist. This is our F smash. This move is very strong, 27.7%, and it kills extremely early for no reason, guys. So make sure you abuse this move. And the cool thing about our smash attacks that I forgot to mention is that our smash attacks have super armor, all right? Which is actually ridiculous. So not only is our character just straight up busted, with a busted smash that is 21% and also sends our opponent flying, it has super armor so it can break through a lot of attacks. Next up, we have KAZUYA's Devil Twister. This move is his up smash, another very powerful smash attack that sends your opponent flying. Ridiculous move, guys. Very, very good. I love using this move out of shield. It's very fast out of shield. Let me just show you. If I hold my shield and throw it out, it comes out almost instantly. So it's really good at clapping your opponent up if they're trying to pressure your shield. Now, since we play KAZUYA and he has auto turnaround, there's a really cool mechanic in this game where if you drop shield and then press smash attack, like you would basically just doing a regular up smash out of shield where you hold shield and do a smash attack, what you want to do is you can get an auto turnaround up smash. In order to do this, what you have to do is you have to drop shield and then smash attack. You can do it really fast, and basically what would happen is if your opponent tries to cross you up and they hit behind you, you can instantly turn around and get a smash attack at the same time. It only works on up smash and is up B, so make sure you keep that in mind if you want to get, you know, technical and all that crap. But honestly, I'll say that for later to break down. But for now, just know that's a technique. Next, we have Lion Slayer. This move is KAZUYA's down smash. It spikes and you can combo off of it. This is one of my favorite moves. It also 2 frames at ledge. This move is so dope. I never thought I would ever see the day where a FGC character could spike 2 frame at ledge and combo off of this down smash like that, like that. That is just ridiculous. I honestly love this move. It's one of my favorite moves in this kit. But I say that for a lot of his moves anyways. Next up, we have our aerials. This one is really weird because KAZUYA has a frame 7 jump squat, makes him one of the slowest jumpers in the game, and his full hop and short hop are extremely like bad. Like this is my short hop, guys, and this is my full hop. very, very bad in terms of height compared to the rest of the cast, but that's okay because KAZUYA's double jump sends them flying into the sky like with wings. You know, kind of busted, and you can cancel this double jump with like an attack whenever you want. But like I said, we're about to get right into that actually because we're about to talk about his aerials. KAZUYA's aerials are pretty decent, pretty good. The first aerial I want to talk about is his nair. His nair is actually really weird because most times, you know, when you spike in this game, you use your down air, right? However, KAZUYA's nair is a spike, and it's very fast, ridiculously fast, and it does 13.2%, bro. That is actually ridiculous, and the sour spot doesn't spike, clearly, as you can see right there. Next up, we're going to talk about Searing Edge, which is KAZUYA's forward air. This move is actually ridiculous. It has pretty good startup, it's not that slow, and almost no landing lag, right? On top of that, it's going to be used for your 0 to death combos, but like I said, we're not talking about combos here. Next up, I want to talk about KAZUYA's rising toe kick. Now, if you play Ken, you know Ken's up air looks pretty identical to this. However, our up air is invincible, and this move is just way better, like just way better. And there's also a kill move. Now, unlike Ken and sometimes Terry, KAZUYA's up air can scoop on your way up. Like, that's so stupid to me. You can scoop and back. Look at this. Look at how safe this is, chat, or people who are watching. I'm a Twitch streamer, so I say chat here and there, but look how safe that is, bro. I can just throw it out and get away out of danger, bro. And if someone tries to pull up on me, I can hit them with whatever invincible attack I have next to mess with them, bro. KAZUYA's aerials make no sense for how good they are. Another cool thing about this move is that it is a combo tool, and it does combo into itself, but you guys will learn more about that in the combo guide. Next up, we have the lamest move in KAZUYA's kit, honestly. You're not going to be using this too much because it leaves you very vulnerable. It's his down air. You know, that move is pretty decent. I don't really like it that much, but it basically sends us falling out of the sky and crashing into the ground. It does its job, right? It does its job. This move also has a second hit where if your opponent parries it, like, you know, let's say Bowser down air or whatever, it will hit them if they don't parry the second hit. So that's another thing that can make it somewhat safe, but overall, this move is very risky to go for. It doesn't pay off well unless you're like off stage or something to use it as a recovery tool, but even then it's still not good. So yeah, just avoid using this move as much as possible. It's really not that great, especially if you get red and punished for it, you just die for it. It's really not that good, like I said. Next up, we have Devil Blaster. It's a giant laser that goes through the whole stage. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and show you that I truly mean that it goes through the whole stage. Ugh. Look at that, bro. It isn't, you know, complete stage control. However, it has really good range for projectile. I personally like it. It's really good when your opponent's trying to zone you out and you basically force them to approach at that point. You can angle it upwards. You can angle it downwards, or you can just let it fly straight. You can also use this move in the air. It's really good. If you just press it, it shoots down. If you hold up while you do it, it shoots forward. And gives a little bit of drift and a little bit of a little bounce. You can hover in the air for a while. I like using it when recovering to clear space, to make sure that my recovery is, you know, as safe as possible. But don't use it too much because of the fact that it's pretty laggy. It leaves you open and you don't want to die for trying to throw out a laser that wasn't really that worth it. And you end up just losing your stock for that. It's gonna be on your mind a lot. You only want to use this move basically to force an approach. You have to tell your opponent, hey, come fight me. Next up, we have Devil Fist. This move is KAZUYA's side B. Now, first off, if you're up close, you stun your opponent and leave them into a mode where you can punish them and combo off on them, right? Like so. However, there is a catch with this move. If you're too far away, your opponent does not get stunned, they just get bounced into the air. Another cool thing is if you use this in the air, you can't stun them like that, all right? It's not one of those moves where if you do it in the air, they won't be stunned still. This move still stuns them like it would on the ground, all right? It's not gonna pop them into the air if you do it in the air. So keep that in mind. If you wanna attack your opponent on a platform and stun them there, if they miss their tech, this is a really good option. I've done that. I've landed stupid hits with that, so go ahead and mix it up, use this move sparingly. What you do need to know is if you use this move in the air as a recovery move, you cannot use your up B immediately after that, all right? Matter of fact, you can't use your up B at all if you use this move in the air. Either you pick side B or you pick up B. Now speaking of up B, let's get right into our up special. Our up special is called Devil Wings. This move bounces up into the air. It's pretty good, honestly, because you're able to drift a lot with it. And a cool touch about this is you can up B and then you can double jump after it. So you can mix up your recovery a lot. Personally, I tell people to just make sure you up B first before you double jump, because you always get your up B back when you get hit, right? You don't get your double jump back. So make sure you save your double jump by not abusing it or using it when you don't have to. Another thing is, out of your up B, you're able to act. Most characters can't do this in this game, but because we're able to act out of our up B, we can air dodge, we can attack, we can do basically anything, bro. It's a really good move to just get around, place yourself in the air accordingly to get nice punishes or to zone or control of space. So keep that in mind, but don't mash this move too much. Another cool thing about up B is that it is a kill move at later percents. It used to kill a lot earlier in the direct, but apparently they nerfed it on launch. But it's a really good move that does 21.6 damage. Next, we have Heaven's Door. This is one of my favorite moves. This move has super armor. It's actually, this move is so stupid. Like, okay, can I be unprofessional real quick? This move is dumb. This move is so stupid because it has super armor, right? And you can do it in the air. There's been multiple times where I just jump on the stage and do this move, and I just grab my opponent, and as they're trying to ledge trap me or edge guard me, I just ignore it. Now this move is a command grab. It goes through shields. It goes through a lot of attacks, almost all the attacks in this game, because it has super armor, like I said. And what it does is it smacks your opponent down like Bowser's grab, sort of, and does 20.4%. You're also able to control where you go with this move. If you hold back, you go back. If you hold forward, you go forward. If you don't press anything at all, you don't go anywhere. And another cool thing is you can do it in the air. You can literally yeet your opponent for jumping or picking an option at ledge. So imagine your opponent jumps from ledge, grab him, slam him down. One of my favorite moves in terms of the animation because it just looks stupid and it looks dirty. All right, next up we have KAZUYA's command grab. This one you actually have to put in a command with the grab button. So these are the inputs on the screen. Basically what you do is you do the inputs, grab, and he just kicks him across the stage like that. The angle this move sends your opponent in is actually absurd. Like, it's really hard to recover from. Your opponent just, first off, the wall gets out of my way. Your opponent just has to deal with that. Now, at high percents, there's basically a point where a lot of characters in this game cannot recover from that angle and they just die from it. Unlike most FGC characters in this game, we don't have kill throws, but KAZUYA does have a kill throw. So that's a really good plus up for him, because of the fact that if people are shielding, we don't have to worry about breaking their shield or trying to poke their shield or whatever. We can just run up, grab them, and kill them off with that. Next up, we have KAZUYA's crouch dash. As you guys can see, it is invincible on the upper body portion. This move is really good if you're trying to pass through people who are trying to zone you out with projectiles. It is very slick and you can just act out of it immediately. Guys, you want to learn to abuse this and use it a lot in your gameplay. Next up, we have Wind God Fist. So basically, Wind God Fist is the DP input and then the A button. Wind God Fist also has invincibility on top of it, so I'm gonna show you guys what the move looks like. It's a really good combo starter. You can combo so many things out of this, guys, and it's so good and safe on shield somewhat if you poke at it right. It's gonna be one of the most useful moves you use in your gameplay, guys. I promise you this. Now, let's say you want to take that move and make it a million times more broken. Well, don't worry, we got you. Next up, we have Electric Wind God Fist. Electric Wind God Fist is basically doing Wind God Fist, but doing it as if it's a smash attack. So what you're going to do is, as soon as you press diagonal, the last input in the command input, the diagonal portion, you have to press A at the exact same time. When you do that, you get an electrical God Fist. This move right there, the whole time that Ken was falling, up until around the end of it, Ken wasn't stunned. There was nothing he could do there. It's really good. It's pretty easy to pull off once you practice it over and over again. I've been able to do it a lot more consistently the more I kept labbing it in training mode. This is going to take a lot of practice, I promise you, but eventually it's going to be so easy to pull off, you only have to think about it. The cool thing about this move is it has a ridiculous amount of stun that you can actually combo into your smash attacks off of it. You can do so many things off of this move. It's actually one of the key components of making KAZUYA have his 0 to death combos. Next up, we have Dragon Uppercut. Now for Dragon Uppercut, you do a DP input, however, you're gonna press and hold the A button, all right? Now for Electrical Wind God Fist and Wind God Fist, you tap the A button. For this one, you have to hold the A button. And what you're gonna do is you're going to get a God tier invincible uppercut that actually is a kill move. This is one of my favorite kill moves in our kit because of the fact that it just looks so brutal and it sends your opponent packing. It sends them flying, bro. Like, that's gotta be one of the most satisfying inputs in the game right there. Also, this move is full body invincible, bro. So first off, if you use out of your crouch dash and go in, you're invincible on your upper body, then you're invincible on your full body, and then you're invincible on your upper body again. That is too much invincibility for me to handle, bro. I love it. I love it. There's so many times I've ignored my opponent's attacks and just killed them off with this. Next up, we have Spinning Demon to left hook. This move is really, really good for the fact that it adds a little bit of more, hits into the attack, and also is a kill move. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you what it looks like right here. That does 25.8%, really good on shields as well, really good pressure on shields, and multi-hit, so it can stagger your opponent, confuse them sometimes, and just kill them off like that. I love this move. It goes through grabs, it just does so many wonders, and it also is invincible, baby. Next up, we have KAZUYA's throws. Now, the main throws you want to focus on are his down throw and his up throw. His down throw is a combo throw, which works at early percent into Electric Wind God Fist. And his up throw is a kill throw, which is actually really rare for an FGC character to have, but it's very useful in this kit when you can't find a way to secure the kill. His forward and back throws are only going to be used for positional advantage and extra damage when you can't combo somebody with your down throw or you can't kill somebody with an up throw. You just go for a forward and back throw to suit whichever situation that is going to benefit you in. Next up, we have KAZUYA's Demon's Wrath. Yeah, this move is our taunt. This is our side taunt. And our side taunt is a little combo that actually kills. Kind of stupid, but I love it. It's a really nice touch, and it's also pretty good on shield. There's a lot of hits on them. It's kind of like a better jab. You run up and taunt people. I can actually see this being like an actually useful thing that people will be using in neutral. Now, unfortunately, it's not invincible like a lot of our other moves in the game, but it does its job. We've talked a lot about DLC privilege, but what is a DLC character in Super Smash Bros. Without a comeback mechanic, baby? All right, so in Rage Drive, that is the name of our comeback mechanic, we get one new move that is honestly just straight up busted. It is a command grab that does almost 40%, and this command grab is a kill move. You can get this command grab off of your regular grab button, or you can do the input, or you can press down B, all right? Now, the cool thing about this command grab, what makes it different is we get a giant boost in distance when we do it. As you can see, I just swept across the stage and grabbed them. So from here, I can literally grab Ken and kill him, take a stock from there. And I also have the super armor that I mentioned before on Heaven's Door. So that carries on with this. So overall, guys, I think we got a really good DLC character for the FGC group on our hands. I think this character could possibly be #1 as time goes by and he develops more. He's just straight up busted, gets so much off his confirms. His moves are just so good and ideal. His rage mechanic, so good. Everything just stacks up and looks perfect for this character. Overall, I think this is going to pay off down the line. I want to see him develop, but I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I gave more insight on his moveset than was given in the direct, and I will hope to catch you guys on the next guide.